People treat you how you allow them to treat you. You can't blame anyone for the way that they have treated you if you were in a relationship with them. You know why? Because you allowed them to treat you the way that they did and they got away with it. But the way a person treats you says a lot about them. What you accept says a lot about you. I learned the hard way. But once you get out of that relationship and you start looking back at the things that went on, man, it gets deep, don't it? It gets real deep. When you have allowed someone to come in and take all of your power away from you, you don't know what you were on. You don't know what you were going through. But you do know one thing for sure. You thought you loved that person. You thought that person loved you. You thought that person had your back no matter what. But then you started seeing the real person that they were. Always remember this. Every person that you think you know, there's a person inside of that person that you don't know. Catch those T's. Every person that you think that you know has a person inside of them that you don't know. And when you meet that person that you didn't know, man, it's like a slap in the face. But let me tell you something. Once you get back on your feet and you start realizing who you are and what you are about, that person that was in your life in the past, they won't even matter. Hopefully you have learned your lesson through what you went through with that person. Because if you didn't, that's when you become stuck. You can't continue to be in dysfunctional, unbalanced relationships just because you think that you're satisfied with what they're doing. Nah, baby, that don't work. That don't work. Once you realize the boss that you are, you'll set your standards just a lot higher than what you have. It's a lot of buster ass people out here in this world that will take you for a ride just because you allowed them to. I don't blame them. I don't blame them at all. Now I look at the fact that what I went through, I allowed it because I knew better. But for some miscellaneous reason, I stayed right in it. Boy, I was beating myself up. I was making myself feel so bad about the things that I went through, about the things that I did. I was saying how stupid I was. I was saying how crazy. Man, bump that. Bump that. Bump that. Because I started looking at myself and I started saying, man, you a sharp individual. How in the hell did you allow this disruption to come in on your life? Well, it happens. It happens. And it happened. And I'm moving on. You got to move on, baby. You have to move on. It is what it is. It was what it was. Just don't allow it to happen to you again. I don't ever in my life want to be in a situation that I was in to where it almost took all of my power away from me. Yes, that's right. That's right. And I'm saying it because I'm not ashamed of what I went through, because I learned everything from it. I learned something from it. I'm not going to be boo-boo the fool and go right back into a situation that I knew was unhealthy for me. And I don't want you to either. Ladies and gentlemen, don't get weak for somebody with the lies that they give to you. Don't get weak for somebody because you feel sorry for them or you want to help them. You cannot help nobody that does not want to help themselves. You can build them up. You can do whatever you want to do. But deep down inside, there's still that person that you didn't know. And the longer you stay in it with them, the more will be revealed to you exactly who they are. Did they love you? Hell no, they didn't love you. Why were they with you? Well, they knew you were a good catch. They knew you had a heart. They knew you really cared. But the minute that they started doing things that you knew weren't right, and you stayed right there with them, that is when they lost respect for you as a person. You know, it's sad to say, but it's almost like people are not loyal anymore. People don't want to be loyal. People just want to get what they can, get with you, do whatever they can, and move on to the next one. It's like X1 to the next one. Man, but don't lower your standards. Don't lower your standards. Always remember, you are a good catch. You are the cat's meow. You are the dog's bark. You are as good as you feel. When you look in that mirror and you see that person in that mirror, that's you. What do you think about you? How long are you going to allow people to come in and manipulate you? Don't do it. Don't do it. Once you work through the pain, once you work through the crap, believe me, my brothers and sisters, you'll feel so much better about yourself. It opens up a whole new way of you looking at people and knowing what you want from someone in your life. And if you can't get it, you'll be just fine all by yourself. You'll be fine all by yourself. Never allow anyone to steal your happy. Don't let anybody take your joy, because there's a lot of joy takers out here. Oh, yes, sir. Yes, it is. Yes, it is. They'll take you for everything that you have if you allow them to. But you know what you can do? Sit back and laugh, because they were the damn fool. They played with you. They played with your heart. They played with your mind. They played with your soul. And all at the same time, they were benefiting from it. They were benefiting from it because you were in pain. Why were you in pain? Because you knew what they were doing. The sad thing is they tried to insult your intelligence when you knew the minute that they started playing those little old games. You knew what they were doing. But you sat back and you watched them. And you saw just how far they would take it until you couldn't take it anymore. And when it gets to the point to where you can't take it, the healthiest thing for you to do is get out of that situation before someone ends up hurt. Because the mind and the heart is something that you don't play with. You will do so much better by yourself, getting you together, knowing what you want, knowing that you don't have to have somebody in your life just to complete you. You are your own completion, baby. Make yourself be a better you. Don't allow these men, don't allow these women to psych you up into thinking that you're something that you're not. Don't let them gaslight you. Don't let them love bomb you, because they'll do it. And if you fail for it, it's all right, because you're learning from it now, hopefully. Baby girl, and baby boy, it only gets better if you learn from what you went through. And always remember this: there is always sunshine after the storm. Have a great day.